Hey y'all, Leta here again. Today I'm going to be making this adorable little glass block scarecrow. And he is so cute. Absolutely love this little guy. So let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you how to make this adorable little glass block scarecrow. Okay, so for your little scarecrow glass block lamp, you're going to of course need one of these glass blocks, and now I got mine at Hobby Lobby. And also you're going to need a small string of lights. I also got those at Hobby Lobby. You're going to need some kind of a hat, and it can be a straw hat. You can make a hat out of burlap or anything like that. Any kind of hat that you like, and it'll sit right on top just like that. Also, you're going to need some embellishments, some fall embellishments, and I also got these at Hobby Lobby, but you can get things like this at any craft store, Walmart, Target, things like that. Also, you're going to need a variety of acrylic paints. In this case, I need black, orange, white, a lighter brown color, and then a little bit of a rust color like this, or a dark orange. Also, you'll need some different kinds of embellishments as far as ribbon and anything like this, the burlap, some string. This will be according to your taste and whatever you like and whatever will go with your home. That is going to be your choice in that area. Also, you're going to need some raffia for our scarecrow's hair. You'll also need a glue gun with some glue sticks, scissors, some kind of a permanent marker, in this case a Sharpie, and you also might need a pencil, and you're going to need a variety of paint brushes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our block. Now you can go ahead and paint your scarecrow face right on the block. I did make a little face with my Sharpie, but I am actually going to cover my glass block with a piece of burlap. And I've kind of already measured it out here, but I'm going to wrap my burlap right around my glass block and glue it in place, because I did when I plugged my light up. I kind of didn't like all the light coming through the block, so I wanted it to be filtered a little bit, so I just decided to wrap it in a piece of burlap. So make sure before you start that you get your lights all inside of your glass block, because you don't want to get your hat on and your hair on and then find out that you forgot to put your lights in there. That would be something just like I would do. So I'm going to go ahead and get this piece of burlap glued into place. So I'm going to go ahead and get this piece of burlap onto my glass block, and how I decided on the size is I just laid my glass block on there and cut the height that I needed, and then cut it the length that I needed. I'm just going to use some hot glue, just run it right down that glass block and to the back side here where my burlap is going to be, because I want my burlap to stay in place really well. I want to get this nice and snug. And be careful, because that glue will pop right through that thin burlap there, so it's going to be quite warm. Snug it up really good once we've got one side in place. Pull that really tight, and you're going to lay your other piece of burlap on top of that one and glue it into place. So add some more hot glue. I don't know what I'd do without hot glue. Okay. Go ahead and add the next piece over here. Pull it snug so it's nice and tight around our scarecrow. now you see that got our burlap all the way around our glass block. Now when you plug this in, you'll have a little bit of a filter on those lights, so that's not all you're going to see is just the lights there. So that's why I wanted to cover mine with some burlap. Okay, so I've gone ahead and drew on my little Scarecrow face, and I just used my Sharpie marker for that and just drew his little triangle for his nose and these little oval shapes for his eyes, and of course just a little smiley face. Before you do that, you may want to just kind of hold your hat up so you kind of see where it's going to fit so his eyes aren't too far up. And also I had a little bit of embellishment that I'm going to put at the bottom, and I did not want it to be up to his smile, you know, cover his smile. So I did kind of put the face on and then measure how much of everything that I needed. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and paint in my little Scarecrow face with some paint. So his eyes are going to be black, his nose is going to be orange, and his little smile is going to be orange. So let's just go ahead and get that started with the black paint and this orange paint. So I'm going to go ahead and just start with his mouth. And I'm just going to use some of the acrylic paint. This one is called Jack-o'-lantern. So I'm just going to go over my black Sharpie line with this orange paint. And burlap sometimes kind of has a lot of little fibers and stuff, so you just take your time and work with this burlap, and it works great. Just sometimes those little fibers get in your way, but that's okay. You can always trim those up if they're too long. And this will take a couple of coats of paint, so you will want it to dry in between each coat so that you don't smear it. But as you can see, you can already see his cute little face. I love scarecrows, if you haven't figured that out by now. Okay, we'll let that dry really good, and I'm going to go ahead and start on his little nose, and I will outline it first, and then I'm going to fill in his nose completely with the paint. He'll be so cute. Let his nose dry really good. Let's swap up the paint colors here. I'm going to go to black and just fill in his little eyes. Alrighty, so we're just going to let this dry really good, and then I will come back and put a second coat on this little guy, and see, you can already see him forming up there into that little scarecrow face. And we'll put another coat on him, and he should be ready to go with the next step. Okay, so our little scarecrow has got a second coat on his eyes and his nose and his mouth. So I'm just going to go around his eye just a little bit and kind of highlight that area. And I've kind of mixed kind of a cream color and a little bit of brown because of the brown burlap. I didn't want it to be all brown, but I didn't want it to be all cream either. So I just kind of mixed the two, and you can just play with that until you get, you know, the color that you like. But I kind of want it to be able to see it, but I didn't want it to be completely cream. So now I'm just going to go around his eye just like this. Follow the same shape, kind of that oval shape. Just right around his eye like this. And as you can see, it just makes his eye stand out just a little bit more. It doesn't look quite so plain. Okay, see, isn't he just adorable? Okay, I'm gonna take my white paint and just give him a little dot in his eye. I'm just going to use the end of my paintbrush, the wood part. Just get a dollop of paint on it, like this. And we're just going to dot his little eye like that. See how his little eye just kind of sparks now. Okay, and there he is. Isn't he looking so cute? He's finally coming to life here. Looking so adorable. Now we're going to give his little nose a little bit of definition here. Just kind of using a kind of rust color to do this next step. And we're going to outline his nose. Paint here, this color paint, just to kind of help it stand out just a little bit. Also going to give him some little stitching, kind of like I did here on his mouth. I'm going to give him some little stitch marks all around his nose when this dries up really good too. So that'll even add more to our cute little scarecrow guy. Add some little stitching around his nose. Look like you know, his nose has kind of been sewn on here. It'll be so cute. Just a few. Doesn't have to be a lot, and you don't have to do this part at all. Anytime that you are making your crafts, you know, and there's something that I do that you don't particularly care for, you know, you don't have to add that or do that. You can make it your own and do whatever you like. You think, oh, I've got a better idea, then you go right ahead and do that, because that's the fun part of crafting. You know, you can make it your very own. And I see ideas all the time that I take from, you know, different things and put them together to make exactly what I want. Okay, so there's his little nose, kind of looks like it's been stitched on. So he is looking fine here. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is go ahead and put his little decorative, kind of like his, what would be on his neck. So I'm just going to glue that actually into place with hot glue. And I have taken 2 pieces of burlap ribbon and I folded one in half, and then I just cut part of another one and put it on top just for some extra embellishment. So there's actually 2 pieces here. There's this one that has this little square look to it, and then of course the plain burlap behind it. And I'm going to just glue it right here in place at his neckline, and that'll give him a nice little collar, nice little finished look. And then we're going to stick a little bow there right in the middle, and he's going to look oh so cute. Let's go ahead and add some glue down here. And like I said before, you know, be careful doing this part because this glue gets really, really warm. Okay, just gonna place that right there. We don't want to cover up his little smile though, so just make sure you leave enough room there so that it doesn't cover up his cute little smile that you worked so hard on. Okay, so I'm going to finish going around this little guy and get his little neckline all glued down here. Okay, so I've got his little collar all in place here, all the way around to the back. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a piece of ribbon, and this can be as big as you like, and I'm just going to tie a bow into it. I do like to use the ribbon that has the wire on the edging just because it holds its shape really well. So that's what I like to use, but you can use anything that you like. cute little bow here. You can trim up the edge to make it a little more even. So I just made a simple little bow just like that. Snug it up really good. And of course we're just going to put that right here in the center of his little neckline. But I also took 2 pieces of string and I'm going to do the same thing. Just going to make a bow. And I'm going to glue that on top of the ribbon here just because it just adds a little something extra. At least I think. And like I say, you can do that if you like, but you do not have to. And I may trim up this little bow after I'm all done and got it in place, you know, so it's not too long for our little guy here. Okay, so I'm gonna add some hot glue on to my bow. Go ahead and attach it right in the middle there. Like that. And I'm going to trim this up just a little bit. I'm going to attach the other one right on top like this. And then I will probably trim it some more. So put a little hot glue there in the middle of this bow as well. And I'm going to glue it right into the center of the ribbon that I just placed on there. And I'm going to trim these little tails off. Just a little bit. Don't want them too long. Okay, just adds a little cute another dimension to this bow. Okay, so the last thing that we are going to do is his little hat. And you want to be sure and save his hat and his hair for last, because as you're making him, you know, you do turn him a lot and move it around a lot. And once you get the hat in place, you will not be able to do that as easily. Okay, so I've got my tail of my extension cord pulled out here in the hole of this glass block. So you want to make sure you've got that pulled out as far as it'll go, because you're going to need that to plug your little guy in. And you do not have to use the lights if you don't want to. So like I say, that's up to you. Okay, we're going to give our little guy some hair. First off, we want his hair to go, now you can trim this up when you're all done, but I want this to go the longest way like this first, and then we will make his bangs last. So I'm just going to put some hot glue up here on top of my glass block, and then I will glue his hair down like that. And again, here you have to be kind of careful because this glue will go right through this raffia. But I'm going to be kind of generous with the glue here. I want my hair to stay in place. You know, it's kind of like hairspray for the Scarecrow. Alrighty then. Go ahead and give him some hair. And I've got a stick here to kind of help me press down so I don't burn myself. Because I burn myself all the time. Doesn't feel good. Alrighty. Like I say, I will trim his hair up some too after I get it all done, because I don't want it to be crazy long. I just want a little bit on there, but I'd rather have to trim it than not have enough and then have to do it again. So, alrighty. And we're gonna go ahead and make him some bangs to kind of hang down, and we will definitely be trimming those up as well. And I'm just going to go the opposite way this time, going across the top like this. So more glue here. glue gun is starting to give me some problems. I think it's going to be time for a new one soon. I have to use these so much. You know, sometimes you just have to replace them. Alright. Go ahead and give him a little bit of hair across for his bangs and to kind of hang down in the back just a little bit. And remember, we're going to trim it up, so after we get his hat all in place, we know exactly how much we need. Okay, we're just going to set that aside and let it dry really good while we work on his hat. And I just got this little straw hat at Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to, you know, give it a little bit of embellishment. And I got this little piece of fall greenery stemware at Hobby Lobby as well. And I also had a piece of it in beads, but I went ahead and just took this all apart, all these little beads, so that I can just place them where I would want them myself. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to place our little embellishment on just like that. So you're just going to take your glue gun again and just run it down the stem of whatever you choose to use. And if you don't want to use something like this, you can use just like a pumpkin or just leaves or whatever, you know, whatever you like. Okay. All right, now we're going to go ahead and just put that in place and let it dry for a minute. And then we're going to put in all of our little beads. So we're going to go ahead and get some of our little beads attached to our little hat. Like I say, I just had a thing of beads just kind of like this, and I just took them all apart because I wanted to be able to place them where I wanted them. And you're just going to put some hot glue on them. I had to swap up my glue gun because my other one kind of just quit on me. Okay, and I'm just going to add a generous amount of glue, and then you're going to place them anywhere on the hat that you like. And you do not have to use any certain amount, and you do not have to do this at all. And you can even add just a bow or anything like that. So, you know, whatever that you like, just go ahead and do that. And as you can see, the little beads are just going to be here and there for accents, and it's going to be just a little bit of extra there to his little hat. And it is a teeny hat. Okay, so I'm just going to continue placing all of my little beads on here. Get them where I like them. Okay, so our little Scarecrow is done, and he needs a haircut really bad. And our hat is all done. And we're just going to go ahead and place our hat right on top of our Scarecrow, and then we will be able to give him a haircut and make his hair a little bit more manageable here, because that is crazy. He's having a crazy hair day. Okay, and you're just going to attach this with a little bit of hot glue as well. And we're going to trim up his hair just a little bit. I'm going to start back here and trim him up just a little bit. And on the sides, you can cut as much as you like, or you know, you can leave it long, you know, whatever that you want to do. You just go right ahead and give him whatever kind of design you like. Let's see. His bangs are crazy. See him just a little bit better. You see him up under there? Okay, I'm gonna finish his haircut and glue his hat in place, and we will be all finished with our Scarecrow. And I'm gonna try to plug him up so that you can see him. Don't know how well that's gonna show up, but we will try to do that after we get his hair all done. Okay, so our Scarecrow is all done. I've got the lights dim in here so you can kind of see what he looks like. So I hope that you can see him really good. I'm not really sure. But anyway, he is adorable and oh so cute. Absolutely love this little guy. Hope you'll give it a try because it is a lot of fun. And he's just going to add a lot to your home. Okay, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you will give this little Scarecrow guy a try because he is so cute and he's so much fun to make, and he's just going to add a lot of character to your home at this time of year. So I will see you guys again next time. Bye-bye now.